Now, how do we prepare for a financial storm? I want to use a hurricane as a metaphor. Here I am in Florida. Obviously, hurricane season, we're very used to it. And we know what to do when a storm is coming, right? We've dealt with them before. We stock up on supplies. We make sure our insurance is in check. We pay attention to the Weather Channel and the news media to know what's happening. We know if we need to evacuate, where to go, right? So we know how to handle if a hurricane's coming our way. Well, we can take that same approach for our finances. So I'm going to walk through this metaphor thinking about prepping for a hurricane and how do we prep from a financial planning standpoint. So the first thing is your emergency kit. Now, in your finances, your emergency fund is going to be like your emergency storm kit. It gives you access to essentials like cash when you can't rely on normal income or you need to cover an unexpected expense. And just like you wouldn't want to run out of water in a storm, you don't want to run out of liquidity, out of cash during a financial disruption. So that's where your emergency fund comes in. Having an evacuation plan. Your financial plan is your evacuation route. When a storm hits, you need to know where you're headed and how you'll get there. A good financial plan maps up how you're going to handle different scenarios. Think job loss, market downturns, health events, retirement, so you're not scrambling in the moment. This is something we help our clients with. We call it stress testing it. So if we think about someone maybe getting ready for retirement, yeah, let's stress test it. Sure, your plan looks great today when everything's going wonderful, but what about if we had a market correction and the market's down 20%? How is your plan going to handle that? What if you have a health event? What if something happens and you need care, you or your spouse? Can your plan handle that? We want to know how we're going to go into those situations before they happen. That's where I find a lot of people have stress when it comes to their money is things pop up and then they don't know how they're going to address them. So having a plan for those things. So we can say, oh, nope, we already prepared for that. Like the market this year. The market's been all over the place this year. Most of my clients were like, hey, no, we're good. We've been planning for this because we know it's not if it's going to happen, it's when it's going to happen. And is your plan resilient enough to handle it? Taking a look at your insurance coverage, right? Insurance coverage helps you recover from physical damage. Think like your homeowner's insurance helps you rebuild after physical damage. On the personal side, you've got life insurance, disability insurance, right? That can help property and casualty. Obviously, that falls under that homeowner's insurance as well, but helps you recover financially when life doesn't go your way. So making sure that you've got the proper coverage. And sometimes we can self-insure, and there are other times when we want to transfer that risk. So making sure that we're analyzing that. Insurance, analogy I like to use for insurance is like needing an umbrella when it's raining, but you can only buy the umbrella when the sun is shining. Think about that for a second. If I left the office today and I got into a car accident on the way home, I cannot call my property and casualty agent and say, hey, I just got into a car accident. Can you bump up my liability coverage? It doesn't work that way. Right? Same way as like if a storm is coming, there's a point in time when homeowners insurance companies, they'll pause you being able to add coverage or make changes to it. It's the same thing in our financial world. These are things that we have to have in place before something happens. Now, securing valuables. In a storm, right, we're going to make sure that we don't have things in our yard that are going to blow away and make sure that everything's like in good order. In our financial life, we want to protect our long-term goals. So we want to make sure our retirement accounts are allocated properly. We want to make sure estate plans are up to date. We want to make sure we have key documents that we can are accessible, making sure beneficiaries are up to date, right? These are all things that we can do to secure our financial valuables. We seek professional guidance. So in a storm, in a hurricane, we rely on meteorologists. I can't even say that word. But we We focus, we watch the Weather Channel, right? We want to know, we want to stay up to date on like, where's the hurricane going? You know, what category is it going to be? And this is where financial professionals come in to help you look at the data, help you adjust course when necessary, because you don't have to figure this out alone. We also want to do continuous monitoring. During a hurricane, right? We're checking the radar, we're listening to updates, we're adjusting as the storm evolves, and your financial plan needs that same level of attention. It is not a set it and forget it strategy. It needs to be reviewed and refined regularly. Preparation doesn't stop the storm, but it puts you in a position of strength. You don't panic, you act, and that makes all the difference.